Going on to you, Leos out there. Hope y'all are having a great day. I get to actually set this back a little bit because I don't have as big of a gimbal anymore. I should say, taking up the space. But so how is it that y'all are pretty much doing? So look, you Leos actually have the Three of Wands and the Justice. Ooh, let me move this up some. Three of Wands and the Justice. Okay. These two cards right here for you, Leos, are about how if people are expecting you, Leos, to react a certain way, to do something. Because I'm seeing that some of you, Leos, are going to have to deal with some goofy people, especially when it comes to the job that you probably know or you're acquainted with. Those are individuals that very much so are people that you don't necessarily want to see too much anymore. So as a result of them not really wanting to, you not wanting to see them, they're making it a point, right? People that you could have been in a relationship with is making it a point to potentially show up. So it's one or two situations, what it is that I'm seeing mostly. It's either it's someone that you were trying to get to know, but they played their games. You Leos was like, whatever, leave me alone. You stop talking to them, right? And they're coming back, right? These are customers, right, that you have to see often because they're coming to your place of work a lot. Or this is an individual where they happen to work with you, where you're working with them, they're working with you, and it's more so in a sense that you Leos are not really worried too much about it, but they're starting to actually have a problem with working with you, where they can't really separate themselves from the interactions that the two of you have had. So, but at the end of the day, you Leos really don't care because for you Leos can essentially compartmentalize it. For you, ultimately, this is about, you Leos doing a job, doing what it is that you need to do, and then getting out of Dodge. This is not really about having to, this isn't really about having to, like how do I say, make it very complicated. You Leos are not trying to make things very complicated. Why you got to make things so complicated, right? I think it's Christina Aguilera that's saying that, or whoever. But anyway, I'm sure the person was famous. But the point is, the person is making it complicated, right? The person is definitely making it complicated. The Four of Wands is about how, the Justice and the Four of Wands is about how this is something that they caused on their self. They are the ones that go through this on their own because of the fact that they refuse. They didn't want to do things the easy way. The easy way is them not play games, them being in a relationship with you, and then them just being in a relationship with you, and that's pretty much it. But no, they wanted, right? They wanted to be in a they wanted to be in a relationship. But the way that they wanted to be in a relationship, they wanted a dysfunctional one. So now you Leos have to be the ones to actually, you actually tried to create order with them. And they didn't, unfortunately, they didn't want any kind of order. They didn't want, what I mean by that is they didn't want things to make sense. Nothing made sense. You were trying to get to know them. They were disrespectful, they were combative for no reason, and then on top of that, they wasted your time. You Leos are trying to get to know them. Here they are wasting your time, getting on your nerves, saying and doing things that ultimately really was a waste of time. So essentially, you Leos was like, look, if those people don't know how to actually exist in your life, then what is the point of them being in your life for? They have to essentially go. They got to go. And that's where the crazy situation is, because the Ten of Cups and the Fool is about how you're done with them. You Leos don't want anything to do with these weirdo people at the job, whether it's a coworker or whether it's it's a customer that comes in and it annoys you, but technically they're patronizing the store or patronizing the business or whatever it is. But then at the same time, you know that the main reason why they're coming there is to actually see you and see you do your thing behind the counter or whatever position and whatever job you have. But the Ten of Cups represents you Leos are just emotionally done. You're emotionally done now. You don't really want to have anything to do with them. You don't want to have anything. I think my camera is shifting. But anyway, I think my camera is shifting. But anyway, you Leos don't want to have anything to do with them whatsoever. You really don't. You ultimately, at the end of the day, you Leos don't want to have anything to do with them at all. You're trying to go on about your business, do your work, and then leave, and then go wherever it is that you want to go, right? Whether it's hang out with your friends, home, see someone else, whatever it is. The Fool is about how I got this new gimbal here and I'm testing things out. Got a light on it. So I'm just trying to see what works, what doesn't. Trying out a couple of things. But I like it so far. The Fool right here is about how you Leos are not holding on to the outcome of having to have someone around you. You're not holding on to that at all. And that's essentially what's the problem for some people. It's the fact that you Leos are not holding on to trying to chase up on after someone. That's a huge problem, because originally it was supposed to be about you Leos. You're supposed to be the one that's chasing and doing all the chasing. And originally, Leo is a zodiac sign that could. Leo is a zodiac sign that could chase. The zodiac signs that do the most chasing are actually Aries, Capricorn, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And maybe Pisces sometimes, but Pisces, it's a toss-up. But it does do its own hunting. But the point that I'm trying to make here is you Leos have learned that, if you are interested in someone, you'll approach. Maybe you may not necessarily notice everything, because sometimes when it comes to the whole approaching situation, sometimes people get bent out of shape about the whole approaching thing, because they start to get upset about it from a perspective of like, well, if the person wanted to, they would. It's like, yeah, not really, because that's really more so a 50-50 thing. And what I mean when I say 50-50, I'm talking about like a 50-50 chance. I'm not saying a 50-50 relationship per se. I'm talking about it from a perspective of like, maybe the person, real talk, maybe the person is in a hurry. Because there's been plenty of times, real talk, where, I've gone to a place or gone somewhere and I legitimately have something going on in my mind that I have to go to these different, I'm running errands. I got to go to these different locations, pick up these different things, and then go back home or go to a birthday party or a friend's birthday party, or, a friend's family member throwing a party or hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. So it's like, that doesn't necessarily mean that just because I don't notice every single thing doesn't mean that I wouldn't necessarily like to get approached. So a lot of you Leos are like, look, the King of Cups and the Ace of Wands, right? The reason why this is so important, what it is I was just talking about, is because this really does go to show how you Leos have become a lot more you have become a lot more low key with it. A few years ago, and I know a few years ago, back in 2020 on earlier, y'all would have been bold and brash. Y'all would have, my camera is definitely swinging. But anyway, y'all would have been bold and brash. Y'all would have went ahead and did y'all thing. Let me see if this thing here, what's going on with this thing? Anyway, you Leos would have been, this is a new, forgive me, but, y'all would have been new. Y'all would have been, y'all would have been bold and brash. And because of the fact that y'all would have been bold and brash, y'all wouldn't have necessarily minded. Um, I have to learn more about this, but y'all wouldn't have necessarily minded getting to know somebody else. It just would have been a matter of like, it just would have been a matter of time before you Leos actually went ahead and got to know them. But the problem though is now you Leos have pretty much changed gears. A lot of you don't really want to have to deal with, a lot of you Leos don't really want to have to deal with the chaos and the nonsensical behaviors that a lot of people unfortunately have to put up with. So as a result, a lot of you are very much so focused, more so a point and not necessarily scattered type of a focus, in the sense that what I'm trying to say, see, here's the thing, right? The King of Cups and the Ace of Wands, right? And then you have the Temperance. What it is that I'm trying to say, if you Leos can understand what I'm trying to say, right? Because sometimes my concepts come out crazy, but I know what it is I'm trying to say. It's like a pinpoint for you Leos and your focus. These three cards right here are really more about how you Leos are like trying to get to know somebody, but it's not everybody. It's not about you trying to, try to contact and talk to every single person or even a lot. This is more so about how you Leos have really cut back on the amount of people that you actually find the time to talk to. So this is about, yeah, you're going to reach out and see what's up with people, but few and far in between. It's not going to be you just trying to be out here trying to talk to so many people, see what they got going on, because time has taught a lot of you Leos that the more people you entertain and you try to talk to, sometimes the worse that is, because of the fact that you got a lot of people who are, like I said, very dysfunctional. So you really spreading yourself thin when you try to talk to all of these different people, because instead of them actually, be the majority of them be decent people, the majority of them are not going to be decent people. These are going to be individuals that will ultimately waste your time, create drama, be on nonsense. So it's like, this is just adding to the baggage that come along with it. You Leos don't want to deal with that. So a lot of you are like, okay, well, the best thing for you Leos to do ultimately is for you Leos to, still get to know other people, but not as much. Not, you go talk to somebody and then you walk down the street and then you try to talk to somebody else. This is more so about whenever it is that you Leos feel like you want to go ahead and talk to somebody. All right, you cool? They not cool? Okay, then forget about it. If they're not cool, it is what it is. It's not about you just talking to every single person. So now you have the Empress and the Hermit. The Empress and the Hermit right here are all about how, once again, this is about, a lot of you Leos are very much so aware. See, piggybacking off of the Temperance, the reason even more so to get deeper into it, because I have to, you're becoming much more focused, laser focused, and precise with what it is that you want, because your experience has taught you that a lot of people hide their intentions. Most people are not really serious about being in relationships. They're getting older. They're saying that they want to be in one, but they're not actually walking up and talking to people. They have no people skills. They're not trying to learn. They're only trying to use people. They get disrespectful with it. And you Leos understand this. The reason why I'm saying that is because of the Hermit. The Hermit represents the Hermit can also represent secrets. The Hermit and the High Priestess represent secrets and the concealing of oneself and one's intentions. Becoming, in other words, becoming invisible, right? Becoming invisible. Because the Hermit represents Virgo, and Pisces is the zodiac sign of invisibility, because Pisces represents the spirit world, invisible things that you do not see with your eyes. So Virgo being the exact opposite of that, that means that Virgo gets a chance to actually inherit some of that itself. So let's clarify some of these cards right here. Let's clarify this Empress. Oh snap, why is this thing lagging down now? Come on now. I gotta really learn this thing a lot better, but eventually I will. This is a new piece of equipment. I literally just got it today. But anyway, then you have the, so to clarify the Empress, you have the Chariot, the Palace of Swords, Judgment, High Priestess, Ace of Cups, to clarify the Empress. You know, yet again, as it is that I was just talking about. What is up with this, yo? Anyway, as it is I was just talking about, to clarify the Empress. The Chariot and the Palace of Swords is about, it's a mind game. Every time you interact with somebody, it's always a problem. It's, you know, you're trying to, you know, that's why I love and really, you know, you know, everybody want love and everything like this, but then they clown love when people start talking to them about it, but then they want love, and it's like, you know, and so what it is I'm saying about this is that when it comes to the matters of love, you Leos are not going to easily fall for the nonsense, because you will know what it is that you're doing. What is going on? You will know what it is that you're doing ultimately, and a lot of you will know how to maneuver yourself in something new. You will ask questions. You will find out what's going on. You'll actually take your time to get to know who they actually are, because of the fact that you understand that it's a meeting of the minds. It's not just going to go easy just like that. The two of y'all have to actually get to know each other. You want to make sure that you Leos are safe, regardless of who you are, regardless of what you're into, regardless of whatever political, whatever affiliation, I don't care. You still have to get to know somebody. And the thing is that the Judgment and the High Priestess is about how, and you will cast your judgment. You will make your judgment, just as the person will throw theirs onto you. You know, but you Leos understand that you, as being Leos, you Leos represent the sunlight. It, you know, y'all represent what it is that people already know, because we can see it. And then you have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess represents, you are responsible for having to bring whatever is in the dark that people are trying to hide as you are getting to know them, and bring it out into the light in the first place. You know, it's not time for people to ultimately hide. It's about you Leos having to bring the darkness and whatever it is that people are trying to hide out into the light, right? If they're a narc, if they're caught up with nonsense, it's time to see that by asking them questions, by hanging out with them, by all of that is the courting process. You hanging out with them, dating them and all of that. All of that is the courting process while you are standing, while you are putting in effort, but you also standing back when you put effort to see what it is that they do as well. So the Ace of Cups, is about how a lot of you Leos also have to understand that that's how a relationship is built. It's not going to be one-sided, okay? But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Smash the like button. It definitely helps the channel out. Appreciate y'all. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. There's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website, which there's many ways to be able to support the channel. Tarot card readings, birth chart readings, as well as the books that I have that are on Amazon. Even if you want to go ahead and come through and get something for you, not even necessarily for supporting the channel's sake, but you legitimately want to come through and get a reading for you, feel free to come through. Appreciate you.